Lloyds gets hit with a record fine for yet another mis-selling scandal. How many more before the banks finally mend their ways? Good evening. The payment protection insurance scandal, money laundering, the rigging of the LIBOR market, one banking scandal after another. 5 years ago, they promised they'd learnt their lessons when the financial crisis brought the economy of the Western world to the brink. Yet today, another mis-selling scandal at Lloyds, a bank part-owned by the taxpayer. They've been fined a record £28 million. But when that's a tiny fraction of the £1.5 billion profits they made this year, will it teach them a lesson? Also tonight, it's a disease which 1 in 3 of us will die with. But today, a G8 summit on dementia hosted by the Prime Minister holds out the prospect of a cure in little more than a decade.
This disease steals lives, it wrecks families, it breaks hearts. And that is why all of us here are so utterly determined to beat it.
A show of force America says it finds disgusting. After legions of riot police clash with protesters in Ukraine, the president promises to meet his opponents.
After a night of prison and of thunder.
And will you and I end up funding tax breaks for the Church of Scientology? The group a cabinet minister called a cult has now been declared an official religion after this couple's lengthy legal battle.
We did this for us at the end of the day so that we could get married, and we just want to be treated like any other religious group in this country is. That's all.
Here in the Central African Republic, there are fears of cholera as 70,000 people are now displaced by the fighting in the capital alone.
And the headlines from South Africa tonight. Thousands of people have queued for hours to pass by Nelson Mandela's lying in state behind me here in Pretoria. His former wife, Winnie Mandela, among those who filed past his casket at the building where he was inaugurated as president. And the mystery of the sign language interpreter who was supposed to provide deaf South Africans with the words of yesterday's memorial speakers, but who could not even form the sign for the name Mandela.